Shalawam, 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 shalawam. Right, we're the real Hebrew Israelites. We're back here once again, right, to preach and to prophesy the downfall of this present and of this evil, of this wicked society, and the upbringing of the king that is to come. The king that is going to be ruled first and foremost by Yahawashi, who people out there ignorantly call Jesus Christ, and is going to be ruled simultaneously, right, underneath Yahawashi by Jacob, by the Israelites, who you know as the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians alike. So with that, man, we're going to start off with the lesson by facing the east and giving all praises to our Father in heaven through its only begotten Son. So with that, we're going to say, Barakatah Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Rakhakodash. As we always say, Yahawah is the true name of our Father in heaven, who people out there ignorantly call Jehovah, who people out there ignorantly call God, Yahweh, Ahaya, Yahuwah, right? All of these names, his name is Yahawah in the Hebrew tongue, meaning he is. Right, that's the same name he gave unto Moses when he was in the mountains, right, in the book of Exodus chapter 3 and verse 14, right? As a matter of fact, let's prove that as the first precept of the day, right? The book of Exodus chapter 3, right, and verse we're gonna start at verse 13. We're gonna start at verse 13. This is the book of Exodus chapter 3 verse 13, and it reads, and Moses said unto the Most High, behold, when I am come unto the sons of Israel, and shall say unto them, the God of your fathers has sent me unto you. And he shall say unto me, what is his name? What shall I then say unto them? And God, or the Most High, said unto Moses, I am that I am. And thou shalt say unto the sons of Israel, I am has sent me unto you. And God said moreover unto Moses, thou shalt say unto the sons of Israel, Yahawah, God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Jacob, has sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Now the name in the English tongue that is written in the scriptures is I am. Right? Now when you go into I am in the Hebrew, right, you get the translation Yahawah. Yah meaning he, Hawa means to be, right, to exist. That's where you get the word I am, Yahawah. Yah meaning he, Yah meaning he, Hawa means to be. Right, in the English you translate that to I am, or to he is rather. You'd say he is or he exists, right? For he is omnipresent, for he is omnipotent. That's where you get the word Yahawah from, right? The Most High's name is not Jehovah, it's not God. God is not a name, it's a title. Almighty is not a name, it's a title. Father in heaven is not a name, it's a title. The Most High has a proper name, that same name that he gave unto Moses, right? And that name is Yahawah in the Hebrew tongue, in the Lashawan Kodash, in the holy tongue. Alright, and the only begotten Son's name is not Jesus, right? Jesus is not in the Hebrew. Jesus is not even in the Greek. Alright, and when Yahawashi was born, we know that he was born of a Hebrew stock. We know he was born of a Hebrew or Israelite tradition and origin, and therefore he would have had a Hebrew name because he himself was a Hebrew. He himself was an Israelite. Right, that automatically cancels out the name Jesus. Right, point number 2, the letter J wasn't invented until 1524 by Mr. Tresino himself. Right, Mr. Tresino invented the letter J in the year 1524. So what is his name before that? His name was called Jesus in the Greek. Right, but we know that Yahawashi wasn't Greek. So what is his name? Let's get the book of Matthew chapter 1. Right, his name was in the Hebrew tongue. It was never in the Greek tongue, neither was it in the Aramaic tongue or any other language. His name was in the Hebrew language. The book of Matthew, the first chapter, and we're going to start at verse, let's start at verse 21, just to get the point. The book of Matthew, or St. Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 21, and it reads, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name, it says Jesus, but we know his name is not Jesus, right? This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 1, verse 21, and thou shalt call his name, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, or Yahawashi, for he shall save his people from their sins. That's what the name Yahawashi means. Right, as we have said before, Yah means he, right, in the Hebrew tongue. Yah, he means he. Okay, Hawashi, right, means to save or to deliver. That's what the name Yahawashi means. For he shall save his people from their sins. So in the Hebrew, you would say Yahawashi. Right? That's the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High. It's not Jesus, it's not Joshua, it's not Yeshua, right? But rather it is Yahawashi. Yah means he, Hawashi means to save or to deliver. Right? That's in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew tongue. Right? The same tongue that our ancestors spoke before they were in those slave ships. The same language that they spoke before in 70 AD when the Romans took pillage of our nation, of our country. Right? In 70 AD, and led us into the interiors of Africa. Before we called ourselves Bantu. Right? Before we called ourselves African. Before we called ourselves, or before they called us black. Right? Before you were known as Unguni. Right? You had a heritage before you were in Africa. You had a heritage as a people before you were in the land of Ham. What is known as the land of Ham. The land of the true Africans. The true Africans being the Khoisan people. The true Africans being the Ethiopians. Right? True Africans being the Sudanese people. The true Africans being the Kushites. Right? Those are the people that are native to this land, not our people. Right? Our people are not natives to this land, but our people migrated to this country, migrated to this continent. Right? We are not origins of this continent. Right? Our origin stems from the scriptures. Our origin stems from the word of Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi. Right? And how we went against his word, and then we were led into the interiors of Africa. Right? Called ourselves all these different names and intermingled with the seeds of these African nations, and hence we called ourselves by them, by their name, by their words. Right? We inherited their cultures, we inherited their customs. Right? So now let's get into the lesson. Right? I want to start it off here at the book of 1 Peter. Right? Because that's the whole point of us coming to these highways and hedges, man. We're here to speak unto the elect of our own people. We're here to speak unto the chosen remnant of our own people and warn them of the tribulations that are to come. Warn them of the trials and tribulations of which the Most High Power, Yahweh, is about to bring, not just to this place, but to the whole world, and to the whole earth. Right? We're here to proclaim the destruction of this world as how we open the lessons, man. Right? In the name of Yahweh and Yahawashi. Right? Proclaiming the justice of the sons of God. Proclaiming the justice of who you people call blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? Proclaiming the destructions of what the Bible calls Edomites. What today's people called white. Right? Or Caucasian or Ethiopian. Alright? So we're here to proclaim their destruction and the upbringing of Yahawashi, the upbringing of who you call Jesus Christ. Alright, so with that, we're going to start it off with the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2. And, man. Let's start off with verse 4. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 4. And it reads, to whom coming as unto a lively stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious. Right? This is speaking about Yahawashi, who was rejected of men. This is speaking about Yahawashi, who was rejected of his own people when you are sent unto them. Alright? The same stone that the builders refused. Alright? Right, it says verse 5, it says, ye also as lively stones are built up for a spiritual house, right, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable unto the Most High, like how our ancestors used to do, right? Starting all the way from Abel, right? Abel offered up an acceptable sacrifice unto the Most High, right? And that's how the genealogy, right, or the seed line of the sons of God started. That's the genesis of the seed, or of the seed line or family tree of the sons of God. It started all the way from Adam even unto Abel, right? On which Abel was slew by Cain. All right, so now that righteous genealogy had to continue by way of Seth. Okay, but the point is, that's how it all began, right? It all began by offering up a spiritual and acceptable sacrifice unto the Most High. Okay, like how we're doing in these latter days, making our lives a living sacrifice to come here upon these highways and byways and preach to our people who are willing to hear. All right, for the word of the Most High does not go out void, man. Whoever had heard this doctrine has heard destruction. Right? Whether they believe it or not is not up to us. Right? Our job is to just come here and preach the word of the Most High aloud. Okay? Verse 5, once again, it says, 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 5, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, right? Basically those bones once again coming together, as Ezekiel chapter 30, I think it's 37 or 38, right? Which prophesies the dry bones waking up, the dry bones having basically a breath of life being breathed within them, right? And they shall stand upon their feet. All right, the same story is written about in the book of Revelation, right? Where our dead bodies were basically resurrected in a place which was spiritual Sodom and Egypt, right? And great fear fell upon our enemies which beheld us. Okay? This is the same thing being written about here. It says, an holy priesthood, who is known as a holy priesthood in scripture, right? It's the sons of Jacob, the sons of Israel, which the name Israel means Yashar Allah, means ye, the princes of God, the sons of God, right? That's what the name Israel or Yashar Allah means. It says to offer up a spiritual sacrifice acceptable unto the Most High. By Yahawashi, right? By Yahawashi HaMashiach, who you call Jesus Christ. Verse 6. It says, wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone. Speaking about Yahawashi, right? Elect and precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. That's John chapter 3 and 16 right there, man. Right? For Yahawashi was sent unto the world that the Most High loved. Right? That whosoever may believe upon this cornerstone, whosoever may believe upon him that is sacrificed upon the cross may not be confounded, but have everlasting life through him, through his blood, through his sacrifice. Alright? Which is whom we preach on these highways and hedges. Okay, in whose spirit we come in. Verse 6, once again, it says, wherefore also, as it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, that he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. Verse 7, it says, unto you therefore which believe that he is precious, but which to you therefore which believe that he is precious, the same shall not be confounded, right? Now it says, comma, Salaka, it says colon, but unto them which are disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the cornerstone, right? That's the same stone that we wrote that is written about in Isaiah chapter 51, I think it is. As a matter of fact, Isaiah chapter, I think it's chapter 51. Oh, it's 53, right? Salaki is 53. Isaiah 53. Right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 53. Now, this is the same cornerstone that Peter is writing about, right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 53 and verse 1. It says, who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Most High revealed? Now that arm is speaking about Yahawashi, right? The right hand, the strength of the Most High, right? The salvation of the nation of Israel and the Gentiles, right? After the Israelites, after the manner of the Hebrew Israelite stock, right? It says, who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Most High revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He shall in no form, no comeliness, and he hath no form, no comeliness. When we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men. That's the same man that we read about. The same man that was rejected, or the same stone that was rejected by the builders, which now that same stone has become the cornerstone and the head of the cornerstone, right? The head of the elect, the head of the 144,000. Right? It says, he is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows. He is acquainted with grief, and we did hid, as it were, our faces from him. Right? He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he hath borne our griefs, and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken and smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. Right? He was bruised for our iniquities, and the chastisement of our peace was upon him. And it says, and with his stripes we are healed. Put.
Come on.
Ola.
I understand. I understand. Acha ubona ma yabo abantu abasekho ekhaya.
Kanjani?
Igama lakashini.
Lakashini.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Igama lakashini. What's that? Yahweh. That's the Yiddish form of the Most High and the Son that He gives him. Right? Yahawah is the name of the Most High. And Yahawashi, people if you call Joshua, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, that's the name of the only begotten Son, Yahawashi. Yah means He, Yahawashi means to save. No. Yah means He, Yahawashi means to save. Right? As we read in the book of Matthew chapter 1 verse 21, He shall save His people from their sins. That's why they call Him Yahawashi. There was only one name that was given to by Him. There was only one name given to Jews. That as like the book of Matthew chapter 1 says, only one name is given among men whereby we will be saved. And that name is Enoch and Tom. Because Yahawashi was a Hebrew, he was an Israelite of the stock of Judah. Right? So that's why saying that because Yahweh is the name of God. All right. Right, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 53, and we're going to start at verse 3 once again. It says, He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, right, and acquainted with grief. We did hid, as it were, our faces from him, and he was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs. Now, who is he speaking about, man? Right, there's only one. This is not speaking about King Solomon, right? Because King Solomon had no record of being stricken and being smitten, right, for the sake of the sons of God. Right, this can't be speaking about King David, can't be speaking about King Solomon, right? Can't be speaking about John the Baptist, right? It can't be speaking about Moses. It can't be speaking about Yahawashi or Joshua in the Old Testament, right? So who is it speaking about? Speaking about Yahawashi, Yahamashiach, the anointed, who you call Jesus the Christ, right? The same one who died on the cross, who was crucified and tortured for the sins of whosoever is going to believe upon, so that you may understand. Right? For the sins of those that are going to believe in Him, the same that are going to lay down their lives as a living sacrifice, deny themselves and follow Hamashiach Yahawashi. Right? The same people of which are going to, as it says in the book of Revelation, the same people are going to testify the name of bahasham Yahawashi. Right? They're going to follow the Lamb whithersoever He goes. Right? Those are the same people of which He was crucified for. Right? Because when the Most High destroys a place, or destroys an earth, or destroys a kingdom or a nation or an empire, He always reserves unto Himself an elect. He always reserves unto Himself what we call a remnant. And that same remnant is who Yahawashi died for and cleansed all their sins by His blood. The same people are going to not be confounded, but rather are going to be saved. Right? Let's carry on. Surely He hath borne our griefs. Right? Surely He hath borne our griefs, and we carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem Him stricken and smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. He was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon Him, because we're the ones that went off. Yahawashi has no record of committing one sin. One. Right? Yahawashi has no record of transgressing the Most High's word once. Yet He was stricken. Yet He was sold in exchange for an actual prisoner. Yet our people sold Him to the Romans, man. Yet it's our people which led Him to that cross. Now, yes, it was the Romans which actually got the job done, right? But they're heathen, man. Right? Understandable, because they're heathen. Right? But it was our people which sold him unto the enemies. It was our people which fed him to the wolves. The same people who were sent here to die for, and to be a sacrifice unto, or not unto, but to be a sacrifice to shield. Verse 4, it says, surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken and smitten of the Most High. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes are we healed. Verse 6, right? All we like sheep have gone astray, that's right. And we have turned every one unto his own way. And the Lord Yahawashi hath laid on him the iniquities of us all. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He was brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before the shears is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. He was taken from prison and from judgment, and who shall declare his generation? He was cut off from the land of the He was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgressions of my people was he stricken. Transgressions of my people. Who is his people? Which stock did Isaiah come from? Isaiah was not an Edomite. Isaiah was not an Ishmaelite or any other form of nation or people or tongue, but he was a Hebrew. He was an Israelite. Assuming he was from the tribe of Judah. I'm assuming. Right? But we know that he was one of the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, or Levi. Point being, he was an Israelite. Right? So when he says he was smitten for the sake of my people, which people is he speaking about? Right? Which goes to show what? That the Yahawashi was only sent here for one people. Right? And to go deeper into that, Yahawashi was sent for the elect among those people. Now, yes, we know that all Israel is going to be saved. All Israel shall see and shall prosper in the kingdom in the second go-around. But in this time, man, that's not the case. In this time, that is not the case. In this time, only the Most High hath reserved unto himself an elect. As a matter of fact, the Most High has only reserved an elect unto himself for this time. And that same elect is going to call upon the true names of the Most High and his only begotten Son. Right? They're not going to be calling upon an idol. They're not going to be calling upon a name that the oppressor gave them. You think the oppressor is going to give you the true name of the Most High and his only begotten Son? Right? You think those that hate you, according to the book of Psalms chapter 82, right, are going to give you the true names of the Father and the Son? Right? They're going to give you the truth of your heritage. They're going to tell you that you're nothing but African, man. Right? They're going to tell you that you're blacks. They're going to tell you that you're niggers, that you're kafirs. That's what they're going to tell you. Right? But the scripture says what? As according to the book of 1 Peter chapter 2, right? Starting at verse 9.